Hey guys, what is up? It's Kat here, coming at you from a different camera angle today. Our man cave is actually also our guest room, and my sister is staying with us this weekend, so don't worry, I'm not pivoting, we are not altering the setup by any means, I have just shifted over to here. We are going to be checking out House of the Dragon freaking episode 7. Every single week I have the same realization that we are deeper into the season than it feels. It's just flying the frick by. I feel like the pot has been simmering a little bit since the tragedy at Rook's arrest, and I feel like there could be something major in store, perhaps. I don't know. I feel like things are about to shift. Rhaenyra has snapped back in. Criston Cole's on his way to Harrenhal now. Daemon is still out for the count. My only hope for him is that we can just get the frick out of Harrenhal, please. But things are at least going in his favor. No thanks to anything that he's done necessarily, other than I guess befriending Alice Rivers because she has magically made miracles happen. Something's in the air, something's brewing, and of course maybe it's also perhaps due to the fact that last week's episode we saw a lot of the public outcry against the Greens, which can only work in our favor. Everybody's starting to get a little antsy and on edge, so I feel like the pot is about to simmer over. I don't know. I just feel like something could be happening this week. We'll see. But that's really about it in way of an introduction today, folks. So without further ado, I kind of want to just get right into it and see what we've got. Oh my god, looking like a boss. She looks ready for a fight. Oh, so does he. Oh no.
You stand before the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms with a dragon of House Targaryen. What do you want? To serve my queen.
Okay, thank god. Okay, good.
Your Grace.
This is good. This is good. We've got our numbers. This is exactly what we wanted, Rhaenyra, please.
You kneel quickly for a man so suddenly elevated.
I may appear lowborn, but I know much and more of serving.
Oh, she's doing the mental math.
To greater things, who am I to refuse them?
What is your parentage?
My mother was a shipwright.
Your ancestors?
We're not the sort of family to keep annals, Your Grace. Adam of Hull.
You have done something I feared impossible.
Yeah, this kind of absolves her of... Well, doesn't absolve her, but she probably feels a lot less guilty. Well, I mean, I'm sure she still does, but that poor man last episode...
I have received word of a matter of great importance. Rumor of the sighting of the dragon sea smoke. But if you consider it valuable, perhaps you could deliver it.
I feel like it's not a good idea to be starting whispers for the biggest gossip. Laris!
You are, of course, welcome to bring this news to the Prince Regent, but perhaps this is one of those whispers best left to the wind.
I'm trying to get a read on his handle of this situation. I don't think he likes not being in the know. Or is he trying to just sabotage Aemond? Oh, okay. Okay, Laris. If that's your goal, I'm in.
The Lowborn cannot go around seizing dragons.
She wishes him to be instructed in the art of dragon riding.
We will await the Queen's accounting before passing judgment.
He's probably watching his own back. He's like, oh,
Where's
frick.
the Queen?
Jace is about to explode.
Sea Smoke chose him. He surely has Targaryen blood in him somewhere. The question is where to look.
I can find others with a more direct line of breeding.
You are better served looking under the sheets and in the wood piles. There are sure to be more, the misbegotten offspring of your house. Common shipwright vows to serve you. The order of things has changed, Your Grace.
For 20 years, the lords of this realm levied insult at my sons behind my back. Let us raise an army of bastards.
Oh, how fitting. This is... Oh my god, no. I cannot handle another freaking second of this.
Lord Tully has answered your summons and brought the Riverlands, my king.
Are you gonna be able to keep it together? Can you freaking make something happen with this?
You were quick enough to dismiss me before.
You're of no significance to me then.
You have a decision to make. It does seem to me that you've made rather a mess here. Countenancing barbarities in the Queen's name.
Whose side are you on?
We recognize the authority of the named heir, Queen Rhaenyra.
Then we shall go to face your vassals and you will call your manners to war.
That might be difficult, my king. They'll hate you.
Shout out to this kid for having the audacity to stand up to him. Why, I've fallen so far from the Daemon hype train. I like seeing people frickin' put him in his place now. He's made his own bed, though. Like, I don't know if having an army of people who fear you is necessarily the best tactic we're gonna have here.
Let us put all the old unpleasantness behind us. The Rivermen honor the old ways and abide by tradition. Here then is tradition. In his wisdom he has pledged his house and yours to me.
You will align with one who will desecrate the innocent to reach his aims.
And I agree, I am young. And I have no love for Daemon Targaryen. He has dishonored himself and the crown with his comportment here. Nevertheless, referred to the oath my grandsire swore to King Viserys, no matter how loathsome I may find her representative, the prince. King, mind your tongue, boy.
This is unbearable.
Will you have our army or not?
Daemon's so desperate. Yeah.
The old ways call for justice to be done.
Yes, justice has been done, and now we unite before our liege lord and our king consort.
I accept you as my vassal, Willem Blackwood. But there is only one answer for the crimes you visited upon your neighbors. You did not have to pursue such savagery.
You wanted to.
Our young lord speaks truly.
Seize him.
Oh. Daemon's like, shoot.
He must now rectify his grievous error, denounce your crimes, and dispense justice.
This kid is a little genius.
Oh dear.
God darn it. This is like the one dude who was so loyal to Daemon, and now he's gotta freaking off him. Oh god. That stinks. I can't keep doing this. No.
What is this?
Good
I
question.
never wanted it. Crushes whoever wears it. You always wanted it, Daemon. Do you want it still?
Oh my god, I cannot believe. I can't believe they got him up walking.
You really oughtn't to be doing that alone, Grand Maester.
I never thought I'd be out here feeling bad for Aegon though, y'all, but his performance, he's been one of the most enthralling performances of this whole season.
I'm afraid you must work harder.
He should be abed. I push him on your instruction.
Let him try again in a few hours.
He is spent.
It will be long before he may rest again.
Oh god. Larys, you're gonna push him to the brink out of your own self-service?
Was it her idea? Lady Massaria? These people are courageous. Mongrels.
Oh, Jace.
House Targaryen is the blood of the dragon. What if one of your base-born, silver-haired dragon riders decides he wants to rule the Seven Kingdoms? Did the Conqueror's dream foretell that?
Jace, with these riders, we can end a needless war.
Did you think I would have dark hair?
Jaceres.
I'm no fool, Mother. Yet I may argue my legitimacy to succeed you because I have a dragon. And now you say you'll strip that from me too.
Frank, he's right.
Don't pursue it.
I cannot gainsay that which the gods have laid before me.
Why am I getting callbacks to when she dumped Kristen Cole for the same reason she's willing to hurt the people she loves for the throne? That was a mistake. Jace has been freaking stewing, brewing this whole time. And now...
Do you see that invite her?
What is cooking here? Speaking of brewing, what is afoot?
Rhaenyra is recruiting small folk
to go to Dragonstone for Targaryen bastards. Post leave tonight.
Wait, shoot.
This is it.
I can't be sure it's all true.
Come on, Ulf, the time has come. Come on.
Can I see a little glimmer?
Yes, there he is. Yes.
I think this is a trap.
I tried to make my way with my own hands. I could not protect you. I could not keep our girl alive. We would never want again if I claimed a dragon.
I don't think this is gonna end well.
I do not care to be a lady, Hugh, and neither do I want to be a widow.
Everybody wants their birthright. This can't be. I feel like maybe.
Ao ponte aolo vileda. Polaro tintritis et ninkiapot mentani sosi daor. Il voletir vaquejot rakilos daor.
I used to think I knew what it was to claim a dragon. Perhaps it is blood. Or worth. Each of you has left behind a life to answer this call. If you survive, you will be transformed. Some of you may welcome the prospect of change.
This feels like manipulation.
This is our purpose. To end those hardships. For your kin. For all the realm. The enemy will have no choice but to give way.
This is manipulative. I don't like this.
Will be ended.
Prediction, she's gonna find the two victors and then eliminate the rest. Can't have lingering threats out there.
May the gods bless you.
May the force be with y'all. We're about to see some more stuntmen on fire, I think. All these innocent people. I think she's really taking advantage of the fact that they have nothing better to live for. Oh my god. Oh jeez. That thing looks like it's been hibernating for a while. Oh my god. These people are about to be crunched. I don't agree with this.
I've nothing more to tell you. It must be the dragon who speaks.
Oh my god. She's leaving them out to frickin' just die. I'll be honest, I'm questioning this. I don't like this. Oh god. Why can't she say, hey, if you see it open its teeth and you see yellow in the back of its throat, run? Oh. Rest in peace. Goodbye. This is just... Well, good night. This is so irresponsible. I mean, I don't even have to tell her. She knows it. She realizes. Ugh. God. Oh my god. Oh, the stunts crew this season has been quite busy. Alright, he's going strong. He's... oh god. This is just so bad. Oh god. He might pull through, actually. Please don't let this brave man die. Oh, you can see the fire burn in his throat.
I'm ready.
He's gonna do it. Oh my god, please don't pull another bait and switch of the century. Oh no, he's gonna wake the other one. No! Oh, biggest mistake. Biggest freaking mistake. Good night. I mean, hasn't killed him yet. No way.
Happier tidings. Prince Darren's dragon Tessarion has at last taken to wing. When he does, the High Tower host will be unstoppable.
Oh, you fool. They're gonna frickin' get you with that scorpion. Oh, you're gonna die. Oh, F. Hey, so I had no idea that this week's episode is the frickin' finale. Not sure when it went from 10 to 8 episodes, so I was expecting 10. So that was a shock to me. Didn't know that at the time during this commentary, so just take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt because that might have changed the way I'm looking at things. I should be really happy right now. Like, I should be foaming at the mouth with pure joy at the fact that Aemon Targaryen at the site of Dragonstone and all of our newfound frickin' troops, y'all, even he... in his fit of rage, still turned back. I should be happy right now, but I'm a little bit like... For once, I kind of can't excuse Rhaenyra's means of getting to an end. Ugh. It's hard for me to defend this one. Like, yeah, she did it. This is a dub. This is a big fat dub. She just, like, doubled our numbers. But... at what cost? You know, like the innocent lives. Yes, she has this mask, this facade of, I'm not trying to start this needless war, lives will be lost, so many innocents. Yet, it just felt so manipulative of her there. The way in which she rallied, you know, these people who have literally nothing better to live for. Like, she knows that they're down in the dumps, obviously never having profited from their parentage, you know, the glory of being part of the Targaryen bloodline. She knows. She kind of took advantage of that, I feel like, and weaponized that, knowing they have nothing else to go for, knowing they have nothing else going for them. It didn't sit right with me, and she freaking knew dang well that most of them were gonna die. Like, could she not tell them, hey? Could she not have given them a warning, like, run and take cover if you see its throat glowing orange with fire? Like, I should be freaking relishing this right now. This is a big fat dub, but it just doesn't feel like so much of Rhaenyra, yes, is outward goodness and preaching that she wants to avoid loss of life at all costs, yet she's willing to do it, yeah, on smaller scales, I guess, but don't take this as me questioning my allegiance here. I'm still obviously Team Rhaenyra, especially frickin' now. You know, this is good omens for us. We frickin' needed this. We were looking really out for the count, and leading up to this victory here, I was like, this just feels so frickin' desperate. Like, she's really scrounging, pulling at, like, the deepest straws possible, like, reaching as far as she possibly can, because we have no better options here. Like, yes, it was a desperate attempt. And it worked, thankfully. That's the problem with Rhaenyra. Like, things still work out for her, even when she does questionable, you know, stuff. It still works in her favor, you know. I feel like, you know, she's tossed Jace to the wayside here, and I don't know if she heard his warnings necessarily, if it really went through, because it felt so much like a freaking callback to season 1 where Criston Cole is freaking pouring his heart out. I mean, this is a warning. Where have we seen this before? Criston Cole poured his freaking heart out to her, was willing to just throw away everything for her and take her away and whisk her away and live this life together, and she freaking, you know, said it plainly to him, like, you think I'd sooner have that than the throne? It's like, really? At the end of the day, I root for Rhaenyra, but she's selfish. She's real freaking selfish. And I'll say that as her #1 fan, okay? If you can't critique your own team lead, you know, you shouldn't be following them blindly. I'll say that. I'll be the first to say, you know, after this, maybe that's why it rubbed me so much the wrong way. It just feels so selfish. And look what that freaking did to Criston Cole, you know? Freaking ruined him forever. Dude has not moved on from it and is her #1 freaking nemesis. Like, has made it his life's mission to destroy and ruin her and freaking avenge himself for that heartbreak, you know, being tossed aside like trash. With Jace, she literally, it felt so much like deja vu. It was like the exact same freaking thing. Her own child now pouring his heart out to her, like, please, for the love of God, do not do this, because this throws all of my legitimacy into question, you know? Rhaenyra's been able to thrive off of, you know, Viserys willing to defend her and her children's name till the very end, you know? Daemon cutting out the Velaryon tongues, anyone who would use the B word in her presence, you know? Like, there's been repercussions for people who have questioned the legitimacy and the parentage of her children, but Viserys was always there to ensure that those people were put down, you know, to squander that. And I know many of you Rhaenyra haters have put this into question and raised this as an argument that, like, she knows dang well that her own children are not Laenor's sons, you know? And Jace freaking called her out on this. Like, did you even think about this? Like, kind of getting again to the root of the situation. Like, your selfishness now is putting me in jeopardy. Like, yeah, I know that you and I behind closed doors might know the secret, and I know that to the public you will defend me till your last breath and my, you know, claim as your heir, but who else is gonna believe that now that you've just let frickin' anybody seemingly get on the back of a dragon? But even at the end of that, even still, you know, her own child's pouring his heart out to her, begging her not to do this because of the position it puts him in, and she would still... I mean, it's hard because, yes, she keeps saying, what other choice do I have? But I do feel like, I don't know, are all of her options spent? I don't know. Was this a desperate last-ditch Hail Mary, or was this our really only option, only choice? But I mean, just look at what happened to Criston Cole. Like, what does she think this is going to do to her own child, who's been questioning her this entire time? Like, it's not just like Jace was blindly, loyally following everything, every decision she's made. He's been questioning every move, and she knows this. Like, he's been maybe her biggest obstacle of trying to prove herself, you know, and prove where she stands and her aim in all of this, trying to reckon with her own son who's questioning her. It's not like she was unaware of this. It's just, what does she think is going to happen? That's the problem. This is still a big fat dub. This is a win for us. You know, her moment there in the beginning, you know, there when she was confronting Adam, like, you dare freaking ride a dragon, who the frick are you? You could sense this relief, though, wash over her as she realized, like, oh my god, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't crazy for thinking that this could be a possibility that we could use here in our favor. I didn't just, you know, needlessly throw away Sir Stefan's life. I don't want to say that she necessarily maybe felt absolved of the guilt from his death, but it's like, that's kind of what happens with Rhaenyra. She'll do these crazy reckless things and then things still work out in her favor, so it's like she gets away scot-free and doesn't necessarily have to pay the price. You know, that's been the case with her children. You know, to hear Jace admit the truth, which I do think he's known all along. With Viserys, you know, he would defend Rhaenyra to his last breath. And he would always be there for her and uphold her and her claim and her children's claims, no matter what, no matter the cost. I don't feel like Rhaenyra would reciprocate that same energy with her own son, you know, Jacaerys. I don't know. Maybe that's what will be to come back and bite her in the butt, because, you know, looking back on the kind of course of events that's been unfolding here, she has lost Daemon. He's a frickin' loose cannon, and Jace has kind of realistically been the only one trying to get his head in the game and go about things just strengthening their numbers, you know, getting people to bend their knees in his mother's name. He's at least trying to make some power moves happen by going about it the right way, you know? Like, even if it's behind her back. If you look at it, he's really been trying to make moves in her name, in her favor all along. Maybe one of the only people that she could necessarily trust and have faith that he will be by her side in all of this, without question, you know, following her to the end. It just feels like she's really tossed him aside, and he was kind of the only one willing to, like, go to the ends of the world to try to rally people in her name. And now this might be the major backfire from this, other than all the frickin' casualties. And I don't think the timing is necessarily that flattering either, because look, you know, last week, we were just 1 week away from everybody in King's Landing frickin' cheering Rhaenyra's name as she sent them food and supplies as they were willing to frickin' attack, you know, Alicent and Helena, the queens. We had the small folk in our corner. How is this gonna necessarily blow over once everybody learns, like, oh yeah, Rhaenyra rallied all of them to Dragonstone and they all died except for 2? I don't know. Don't question my freaking faith, though, y'all. I know all of you Rhaenyra haters have made all these same arguments before in my comments. Listen, I still love her. I'm still rooting for her, but I'm just questioning her tactics here. I don't fault her for having to seek the most extreme last resort possible and really act, you know, this is kind of everything I've been asking of Rhaenyra. She's always been reliant on Viserys or Daemon to kind of help supplant her and support her here against her enemies. So for once, yes, she's actually listening to what I've been begging for her to do, which is to take her own, you know, seize her own power here, audacity, without having to rely on external, you know, the external men in her life to do all the frickin' heavy lifting for her. She's capable of it on her own. She's finally doing that, yes, because that's exactly what she's been preaching to Jace. I have to stand here and act here as if I have nobody else. All my other allies have frickin' abandoned me, and the only other person I could count on, Daemon, is doing Lord knows what. And you know, that moment there, as he's having that flashback, that vision of absolutely just drained, you know, Viserys, just a shell of himself as he's holding the crown, tempting Daemon with, do you really want this? They left it open-ended. They left it there inconclusive necessarily, but I think truly that's still 1000% what Daemon wants. Look at everything that he's already done, everybody he's already been willing to betray, even including Rhaenyra, you know, to seize power, and he too is going about it in the worst possible ways. It's like, do you really want people to serve you who despise you, that will trap you in a corner? You know, how the frick was Daemon Targaryen outwitted by a 14-year-old boy who just rose into power? Like, yeah, it was satisfying to watch him toss pretty much everything, every mistake Daemon's been making the past few weeks into his face, weaponizing that against him, because I do want somebody to frickin' slap Daemon across the face to be like, whose side are you on? You know, Daemon's out here asking everybody, who are you loyal to? But the question is, like, Daemon's at the end of this, I think only, I don't know, I was gonna say only loyal to himself, but he's not operating on anywhere near the proper mental capacity right now, certainly not firing on all cylinders to a point that I think even if he wanted to, even if he tried, he could be able to overtake Rhaenyra. So I was gonna say, I feel like if that was his true ultimate end goal, he would have acted on that by now. Hopefully this is a reckoning for him. Hopefully he snaps and realizes, like, wow, this freaking 14-year-old outbested me. So maybe this will be a good slap in the face. Maybe this will be like a good healthy dose of reality of the situation at hand. But that being said, Rhaenyra, yes, has finally snapped in and is doing exactly what I've been always asking from her, which is to just forsake all the men in your life, everybody else that you've been leaning on to fight for you, and seize your own. You have that power, freaking start using it, but just not like this. Yes, maybe this was the last resort, maybe this was the only option that she could really employ here, but I just felt very much like she didn't have to necessarily rub it in like that and just shower these poor innocent people with this speech of glory and talk of them being heroic, doing this for the realm, whatnot. Like, you can lay it out a little more plainly, like, some of you are probably, actually all of you are probably gonna die, except for maybe 2 of you. But I just didn't think she had to gussy it up like that to convince them. They already were there, they already showed up. I don't think she had to manipulate them anymore with this big love bomb of promise of them being, you know, glorified in the war here. Yes, this is a big win for us, but at what cost? This was a slap in the face for Rhaenyra fans, because yes, I'll defend her, I'll fight for her, I will ride at dawn for her, I'm still friggin' rooting for her, Team Black forever, but she does have moments where she's got her eye on the prize too, you know? She does want that. That's what's interesting. Daemon maybe he's having a reckoning, as he's been having all these freaking hallucinations of Viserys, you know, at Harrenhal, this shell of his brother and what the throne did to him, driving him to his death. Maybe Daemon is actually contemplating that now that he's been faced with all these visions of the past haunting him. Rhaenyra, though, without question, that's all she's ever acted for. And she's willing to throw away the people that she loves. Not throw them away, but it has, you know, created enemies for her before, in Criston Cole. I'm beginning to fear that Jace is going to go down a similar route, perhaps. I don't know. Well, in spite of all of this, in spite of me questioning my queen's tactics, this was a big win for us. To see Aemon flee the scene, you know, this might backfire for Larys, because there he was saying, let's actually keep this our little secret and not let Aemon know that this is, you know, in the works. I'm also surprised that maybe they didn't get wind of it sooner, knowing that Rhaenyra was sending whispers throughout the city to rally anyone who could be of Targaryen lineage. This has kind of been brewing under his nose all this time, and, you know, the one person in charge, you know, the Master of Whispers, Lord Larys, wasn't exactly having his back here, wasn't alerting him. How long can his self-serving, you know, conniving habits last if Aemon, you know, starts to sniff him out? I'm excited to see the fallout, his fury next week, knowing that this has been brewing all along under his nose and that nobody brought it up to him. Nobody brought it to his attention. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm still walking away from this as a dub for Team Black. Rhaenyra haters, I know you're gonna use my own words against me. I'm still rooting for her, and I think it's healthy to question your team lead if they're doing something that you don't necessarily agree with. That's all I'm saying. Still Team Black, especially now. This freaking doubled our numbers. So I'm excited to see what is in store going forward now that we actually have hope. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys have been doing so well as always. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode over here, if that's where the comments still have moved to, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye guys.